Hello there, welcome to yet another video of MoonLight. This video is a quick start tutorial to start developing in MoonLight. We are going to make a copy of the GitHub MoonLight repository, and such a copy is called a fork. We will save that on our computer, and that is called a clone. Then we install the development environment we use, which is Visual Studio Code, and we will open MoonLight in there. Then we will add an effect and submit a GitHub pull request to have this effect added to MoonLight. And this is not difficult to do. Even if you have limited programming experience but a great idea about an effect, you can do this. So there's also the MoonLight introduction video. I recommend to see that first so you have an idea what MoonLight is about. And that video ends with community, explaining that we need you to help letting MoonLight grow. And this video is the kickoff for that, because we want lots of effects. And there is a MoonLight functionality video, also recommended to see first, as the nodes concept is explained there. And an effect is one type of node. So what we will see in this video, that adding an effect is pretty similar to adding other type of nodes, which are modifier, layout or driver nodes. So we will also look at these. The MoonLight functionality video also talks about using live scripts to add nodes, and this will be added in version 7 of MoonLight and will be discussed in another video later. So for more information you can visit the MoonLight website, the develop pages specifically where things are explained in more detail. And you can see here the topics we cover here, and today we're going to talk about installation, development and nodes. I will add a link in the show notes of this video. So let's get started. First we create our copy or fork of MoonLight. And to do that you see here on the MoonLight website a link to the GitHub pages. So that is here. So we're gonna create a fork by pushing this button, but while you're here I invite you to start a repo, because that helps the project to grow and also to get more noticed. But we start with forking it. Okay, and one more thing is make sure you are logged into GitHub, and if not, create an account, because that is needed to create that fork. So you see here all the information is filled in already. The only thing is we have to uncheck the copy the main branch only, and then we can create the fork. Okay, there it is, and what you see now is that it is not MoonLight, MoonModules MoonLight, but it is your own private version of it. Okay, so the next step we are going to do is copy a link to this repository, and we do that here by copy URL to clipboard. And now the next thing we are going to do is install Visual Studio Code. So to do that you go to the website like this, you press the download button and you choose the system you have, so in my case this one, and then it will download. So I will then install that. Okay, I followed the instructions to install Visual Studio Code, and I started this. So this is the start page you see, and what we're gonna do is first clone the repository we just created, and here we paste the URL we copied on the GitHub website and we press enter. Then you have to select a place where you're gonna store it on your local computer, and then it starts installing. So I will fast forward this because it takes a while. Would you like to open it? Yes, of course. So here you can see the different folders and files MoonLight has. So what we're going to look at first is the source folder, because there all the Moonbase and MoonLight code is. So we go to MoonLight, we go to nodes, and there you see drivers, effects, layouts, and modifiers. And today we're going to look at effects. And there are different files for the effects we already have. So we have some from MoonLight, we have some from Moon modules, we have also WLED effects. But today we're going to create our new effect in the sandbox file, and each node has its own sandbox file, so also drivers has it in the others. And the idea is that if you make a fork and want to add something, you start adding it there. So let's see, let's remove this window on the right. So what you see here is an example effect, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna make a copy of that to create our own new effect, and the new effect will be the black hole effect, what you can find in WLED. So I will first set this right, and then remove some things. Let's see, so the dimension, it's a 2D effect. Then this has the fire means effect, a palette is used, and the hourglass is indicating that it is a sandbox effect. Then we are going to say it originates from WLED, and therefore we used the jellyfish emoji, because that is the emoji what comes most close to the logo of WLED, which is Acme. So remove some comments here. Okay, this we don't need, this we're gonna replace. Here are some things what is for more advanced things, what we will not use today. Then we will keep the loop here, and the loop is where each frame is calculated of an effect. This can also be removed. Okay, so now we need to find the code in WLED, and I will copy paste that in here. So this is the code in WLED. And by the way, look at my t-shirt, because we are playing with WLED today. That was a good reason to put on my WLED t-shirt. Okay, so let's see what we have here. We have here the loop of WLED. We're gonna move that to our loop. Then we have here metadata, the rest we can remove. And we deal with metadata a bit different because in WLED the variables are here, and we are creating normal C++ variables for that. I will also copy paste that. So what you can see here is a fade rate is now fade rate, and all the others as well. So and WLED has coded those variables into other names, so speed, intensity, etc. So what I will do is, and you see the speed here, that will be replaced by the new variables we created. But before that, I will change segment to layer, because we call that layers. Okay, then we will go through it and change a few things. So first of all, this check we're going to remove immediately, because in MoonLight it is forbidden that an effect has awareness of what it is used for. So an effect doesn't care if it's on a matrix or on a 3D cube or a LED strip, so remove that. Then columns are in the size like this. Okay, what more do we have? Okay, we're gonna replace the variables to what we use, and I will fast forward this in a second. So speed is fade rate. Layer custom 1 is outer xfrag. So now a few other things. Add pixel color xi. That's something else in MoonLight. And I will do it like this. So we call it add RGB, and also here set RGB. Furthermore, the X and the Y are in a coordinate class because we want to do all kind of things with it. Then white we follow fast LED for that, and this is the same, also fast LED. Then palettes we deal also a little bit different with that, so I will copy that code as well. Okay, we have almost everything done except blur. We have the 2D function for that, and in WLED it is a Boolean variable, but we have here a slider. You can see that here in the add controls we add all the variables so they will show in the UI, and blur is a range, which is a slider. So we can just say here to change the blur to whatever we like. Okay, then we remove that and we are done. So the next step is to compile this to our ESP32 microcontroller. The only thing is we need to install a plugin to work with the ESP32, and that plugin is called PlatformIO. There it is, so install that. And after installing, it will look at MoonLight, at the repository, and will install all the libraries it uses and do some more things. So you see here below the status of that, and that will take a while, so I will fast forward that as well. So there are a few things we need to do before we can test it out on an ESP32. If we go on top, there are two steps. Add this class in the module effects file, and also add the documentation. So we will do that both, and we add it in the documentation because the documentation is also in this repository. So there is not a separate repository. So first add the effect in this file, and here you can see that all the effects are listed, so we can add it here as a WLED effect. And here also we have to add that entry. Okay, and then we go to the documentation. That is this folder, MoonLight effects, and there is an area showing the WLED effects, which is here. So I will quickly add it below here. So you copy an existing one, paste it, and say it is black hole. It's not audio reactive, and you fill in the other fields, which I will not do here. So now we are ready to flash it to our ESP32, and to do that we have here some icons. The first one is this: select the board you are flashing it to, and in my case it is this one. Then the next one, okay, it's again loading some stuff. Then we select here which board we have, that is this one. Then I press here the upload button, and if I press that, it will compile and flash it to the microcontroller. And this is again something I'm going to fast forward. What's going on here? We made some errors. Let's see how to fix it. That should not be there. Okay, this one we forgot. It should be millis. That white is probably with a capital. Okay, so try again. It is compiled, and this time I pressed the build button, not the upload button. So I will do that now. So it is uploaded to the ESP32 microcontroller. It is flashed. Now there is this button, the serial monitor, that will show what happens on the board. So always good to see that if you are developing. But now I'm going to move to the browser and see how the black hole effect will look in reality. To our MoonLight install. So these effects are running now, so remove that. Then select a new black hole effect. Okay, it looks like it's running. So we have the sliders, which seem to work. And we have the slider for blur, that also works. So everything looking fine. Okay, let's go back to Visual Studio Code, where we have to do some other stuff. So we created an effect node. And like I told in the beginning of this video, we have also the other nodes for drivers, layouts and modifiers. And I will quickly show them to you. There is also a sandbox, and you will see the structure is identical. So we have this metadata, we have here the controls, we have some other functions, and we have a loop. Same is for layouts. You can see here same structure. And also for modifiers there is the same structure. And modifiers have also modify size and modify position, etc. Some specific functions. So the idea is that it should be very easy to add all these type of nodes. So you can fork the repository and add a new functionality exactly like I showed you for effects. So yeah, that should make it as easy as possible to extend MoonLight. So the next thing we are going to do is to commit the changes we made to our fork of MoonLight. So to do that, we go here to source control, and there you can see we have 3 pending changes. The changes to the documentation we make in module effects and the sandbox where we created our black hole effect. So we need to commit that, but before we do that, we create a branch, and that is done here. We give that a name. And we press enter. So you can see now here that we are not on main anymore, but on the black hole effect branch. Then we're gonna commit those messages to there. Also add a commit message at black hole effect commit. Yes. Okay, and now finally we have to push that so it is really in. Okay, we create it, yes. So it is really on the GitHub website also committed. And now we switch to the website to see the results. You can see here already there is a new an update that we added the black hole effect. So here we are on the main branch, but we created that new branch to just check if it is there. Yes, it is. And there you can see in the source folder we add black hole effect. So now we want to bring that to the Moon modules repository also, because then it will be part of a next release and everybody can use it. So what we do here then is compare and pull request. Add a title, it's pre-filled in. You can add a description here if you want. And what you see also here, you send it to the base repository Moon modules and you take it from your branch we created. So if we press this button, because I'm also a collaborator of the Moon modules repository, I will see here directly the pull request sent by the other account, and I can now immediately look at it, do several things with it, reject it, but also accept it, and I will do that here immediately as the effect looks fine. So by pressing this button and confirm, it's now officially part of MoonLight. So this ends the tutorial. Two final remarks. One is in the fork we created a branch, but that branch should also be merged back into main, which is the central branch of the repository. So I leave it to you to sort that out and do that. The other thing is going back to the website, which is also linked here. Go to develop. That during the installation process you could face some issues, like if Git is not installed on your system or some other things. So yeah, please visit this website, this web page, and you can see here the structure, and there is some troubleshooting, so you can look there to sort it out, and otherwise contact us on Discord and we are happy to help. So thanks for listening. See you later. Bye bye.